Hey guys, this is John with CheatSheetPros.com. As always, if you want to try our cheat sheets out, if you're new to us, we have a Facebook link in the description to our free group where we post our cheat sheets every Thursday for free for everybody to try and play with. If you'd like premium access, you can find us at CheatSheetPros.com. So today I'm going to take a look at something new I added to the MLB cheat sheet. And today is April 18th, 2021. I just posted it today, working out a few kinks. So one of the things I heard him talking about on the radio was pitch type for a certain pitcher, velocity, and how the other team ranks. So I made this little sheet where I just kind of tracked it for a while, and what jumped out at me is the other day we had Frankie Montas, who struggled in his first start, and he was facing Detroit. So I plug it in here, and one thing that jumped out at me was he throws a 96.2 mile an hour fastball 63% of the time, and then Detroit is 26th against the fastball, so not very good, and the average velocity they see is 92.6. So he's throwing almost 4 miles an hour, well, about 3.5 miles an hour harder, and they rank 26th versus one that's less than 93. So this really intrigued me because I had a Detroit stack. They were cheap. I didn't mind him because Montas struggled. And once I looked at this, I had posted it in our chat and said, hey, if Montas comes out and rips up, we might have something to look at here. And he did. He came out and shut him out. So I followed it another day or two, and then I decided to go ahead and add it to our sheet. So what we're looking at here is we're going to have the pitcher name, and then up here I've got their main pitches. So we've got the main one they throw, the second, and the third. So you can see their three quick pitch types without looking at the numbers. Velocity, how they rank, the opponent does versus the pitch type, and the average velocity that they see. So let me close this out and bring up our cheat sheet. Okay, so, can you see this okay? All right, so what we're looking at is down here in this section. So this is what we're going to focus on that we added. See the tutorial if you want to look at the other board. But if you're looking at a pitcher that's got pretty good stats here, a bullpen behind him, the BVP, something I watch a lot up here, the fantasy point production. So this is just another feather in your cap that you could use. Don't pick someone solely based off of this, but if you've got someone that you're weighing between two pitchers that have similar stats, then you can kind of use this as a deciding factor. So down here what we're looking at, Garrett Cole, and it's just like we saw on the other sheet. So he's mainly a fastball pitcher 43% of the time, and then he throws a slider as his secondary pitch, and then a curveball as his third pitch. And a small percentage of the time he'll throw a changeup. So he's got 4 main pitches, and you can see how the opponent ranks against these pitches. So here, his fastball is 43% of the time at 97.1 miles an hour, and the opponent ranks 21st against the fastball, and the average they see is 93.3. So that's good for Cole, but we know Cole's a stud. You can see his numbers for the year up here through 18 innings. He's got a 1.47 ERA, a .82 whip, and allowing a 179 batting average, and solid BVP against Tampa Bay. He has 138 at-bats. So anytime we get 80 to 100, I'll kind of factor that into my decision making. And through 138 at-bats, they're hitting 167 off of him with a 41% K rate. So this just adds to the likeness I have for Cole today. So I'm going to look at a couple more real quick. So here we have Nola, and looking at it, he throws a 47% of the time a fastball. St. Louis is 5th best against the fastball. Velocities are about the same, so that's good for St. Louis. So I would look at Nola's stats, kind of see how he's doing. So far in 15 innings, he's allowing a 288 average, so that's something that kind of jumps out at me. As far as his secondary, he has a curve and a change. So St. Louis is not very good against the curveball. They rank 29th, so that's where he could have success. And then they're really good against the changeup. So good against the fastball changeup, so not a terrible play for St. Louis there. Arizona, Strasbourg, he throws a fastball half the time. Arizona is about average against the fastball, so nothing amazing there. They rank really poorly against the curve, which he throws 30% of the time, so Strasbourg could have some success there. And I'm going to put this in here and try it out and just kind of flow through it. So Alex Wood doesn't have enough stats to meet the minimum to pull 2021, so it's not going to show up. He didn't meet the minimum here to, if he has even thrown yet, to meet his ranks for the pitching, but you can see what the other team's doing. So Miami's really good against a fastball slider. And then over here, Pablo Lopez throws a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. San Francisco is terrible against the fastball. They rank 26th, so that's good for Pablo Lopez. And then I would want to look at his secondary pitches. So his changeups is thrown 31% of the time, and they also rank 20th, so that's going to be good for Pablo Lopez. And looking at his numbers, he's got a 4.6 ERA through 15 innings. That's not great, but his xFIP indicates it should be closer to a 3.51, but he's allowing a low 237 batting average. So the ERA versus the xFIP, this tells me he's been a little bit unlucky on his balls in play, which you can see its BABIP's been 275, and he's got a good bullpen behind him. So this is the new add to the cheat sheet on Sunday, April 18th. But again, just look at the pitcher, see the main 3 pitches they're throwing. I like seeing the velocities. That's kind of fun. I didn't realize Montas threw as hard as he did, or Dylan Cease. And then also you can see the opponent ranks on the year versus those pitches and velocities. And again, don't pick players just based off of this information. Use it as a deciding factor. If you have a couple that are together, there's about 7 points I look at when choosing a stack or a pitcher, and just make this one of the 7. And so, give it a 10 to 15% weight. Don't go solely based off of that, but watch it, see if you like it, track it. That's what I'm doing. I've had success with it the last couple of days. Like I said, that Frankie Montas one jumped out at me, and he came out and shut out the Tigers, who were terrible against it. So, well, let's see what happens. All right, guys, have a good day.